Hello friends, my name is Jitendra Bafna. Today we are going to see how to secure your API or your MuleSoft API using Okta OpenID Okta OAuth OIDC. Okay, so for that what we will be requiring? We will require one developer Okta account. We will require Anypoint Platform account. So how you can create a Okta developer account? Go to developer.okta.com/signup. Start filling this details and simply start with that. Once you completed filling the detail, you will receive one mail with your domain. So like this is my domain. So you will similarly receive one mail. You activate the account and use this domain for further login into the Okta. So it will ask for username and password. For me, I am already signed in. It haven't asked me for username and password. What you will see once you log in into Okta, like you will see authorization server. So this is our authorization server. So let me explain like what is OAuth and OAuth 2.0 OIDC. So OAuth 2.0 OIDC is nothing is OpenID Connect. So it provides authentication of your user or identifying the user, as well as it authorizes the resources. Whereas OAuth 2.0 it just authorizes the resources. This is the main difference between OAuth 2.0 and the OAuth 2.0 OIDC. OAuth 2.0 OIDC is nothing, it's a identity layer on the top of OAuth 2.0. Fine. So let me do one thing. I will start setting up something in the Okta. So first we need to set up the application. So say add application, select web, say next. So you can give anything, any name here. I will say Anypoint, and you simply select client credentials, and rest of the thing you can say done. So let me remove all this. So what you will get? You will get client ID and the client secret. Copy this client ID. We will be requiring later. Now copy the client secret. Okay, now we have done with this. Now we have to generate one token, security token. So click on this token and create token. Give the name to token. I will say Anypoint token. Say create token. Copy this token, say okay, got it, and paste it on notepad for later use. Next thing, we have to define the scope. For defining the scope, go to API authorization server, click on this default, go to scopes, say add scope, Mule scope. I will say include in the public metadata. I will tell you why we require the scope. You will come to know where we are going to use the scope. So these are the settings we need to do in the Okta. Now next thing, I will go to Anypoint Platform. Make sure you have Anypoint Platform account. Go to Runtime Manager. So basically I have deployed one application which have HTTP listener and returning this payload. Okay, and the YAML for this looks like this. So basically it have employees endpoint get, and it just give this response. So it's a simple YAML and a simple application. So this is already deployed. Let's test it. Okay, no endpoint listening because we have to give URI path also. Employees. Okay, spelling mistake. So this is the response coming from the application which is deployed into the cloud app. Now what is happening here? So this endpoint is exposed without any authentication or without any authorization of the resources. So to avoid this, to avoid this, we will going to set up OAuth OIDC, a dynamic client registration, and on this. So first thing what we have to do, we have to create a proxy application. So I will going to create one proxy application on the top of this. So for that I will go to API Manager. So I have already published my YAML, which I have shown you just for 2 or 1 minutes back into my Exchange. So let me do one thing. I will remove this one. There are some, I will delete it. Okay, let me delete this something like I don't want this. Delete it. Delete. Let me go to, I will explain you from scratch how you can create a proxy application. I will say delete. So what you have to do, you go to API Manager, click on this Manage API from Exchange. Now search for employee. So okay, this came from Exchange. So I have already deployed that YAML into Exchange or published into Exchange. Now I will say endpoint with proxy. Let me copy this endpoint. This is the endpoint of the application which deployed into Cloud Hub. Now next, go to advanced option. Just check if you are managing this API in Mule 4 above. Yes, it's Mule 4. I will keep all setting as it is. I will say save. Now I need to select runtime version. Then I will say employee proxy app, update application if exist, deploy. So once I will click on deploy, it will deploy the application into runtime manager. So like you can even close it, it will deploy the application in background. Let me go to runtime manager and we will see there will be 2 applications now. Okay, the second proxy application is getting deployed. So once it gets started, I will show you how we can add the OAuth on the top of this application. Fine, let me click on this. Let's wait, it's getting deployed, but still what I will do, I will type employees. Okay, let me go to API Manager. So it will deploy the application in the background. Okay, now it's up and running. Let me refresh this again. So now the proxy application is up and running. Now I will copy this proxy URL. I will add to consumer endpoint, which is HTTP. I put something wrong. I will put the label here. I will say OAuth 2.0 OIDC. Fine. So just I will show you why I have added this label. So now you can see the application is active here also. Previously it was unregistered, now it's active. Now what happened, like I have hit the proxy application will go to the main application and get the response back, but still we don't have authentication on the top of it. Correct. So let me go to Exchange first. I will publish this as on the developer portal. I think it's already published there. Let me go to my application. 1 minute, I'm sorry. Let me go to all assets. Let me go to my this employees. Let me go to API instance. I want to make this URL a proxy application as a public, so it can be available on our developer portal. Fine. Go to asset list, then say public portal. So this is my developer portal. Let me test application get. This is my mocking service. This is which sandbox. So I told you I gave this label name. So this label name appears here. Send. So I got the successful response back, but still there is no authentication. So now we will start enabling the dynamic client registration using OAuth OIDC. So for that we have to go to access management. And one more thing I have forget to tell you, in the Okta, you go to authorization server. Okay, click on this default and just keep this metadata URL handy. So I will tell you why. So now go to Anypoint Platform, external identity, say client management, OpenID Connect, dynamic client registration. So first we need to provide the issuer URL. So I open the metadata. So this is my issuer URL of the Okta server. Copy this and paste it here. Now client registration URL, go to that metadata and find from client registration. This is the endpoint registration endpoint. Copy this, paste it here. Now second, go to advanced settings, authorization header. So we will require the token which we have generated from the Okta and copied on the notepad. So I will paste it here, but I will prefix this with SSWS space. Fine. Next thing, we have to give a client ID. So we have already generated a client ID. I will copy this client ID and paste it here. Next thing, I want client secret. I will copy this, paste it here. Now I need authorization URL. Go to that metadata. You will get the authorization URL there. So this is my authorization URL. Copy this, paste it here. Now search for token URL. So this is my token endpoint. Copy this, paste it here. Now token introspection URL. Search for that. This is introspection URL. Copy this, paste it here. So these are the settings we need to do for enabling the dynamic client registration using OAuth OIDC. Save it. Okay, but still you see there is no authentication on the top of this. Because why I will go, because we need to apply the policy. Let me go to 1.0. Let me go to policies, apply new policy. Let me find out OpenID Connect access policy 1.3. I will say configure policy and say apply. Keep everything as it is, say apply. Okay, so we have applied the policies, and let me try now, but still it's giving successful response. I know we have to deploy it. So let me check. So redeploy it. So let's wait till it deploy the application again. So I am waiting for this application to get deployed. Let me close. It will deploy it in background. Let me check what is. So current, now it's giving error. The access token was not provided. So first thing what we have to do, let me open my developer portal. Where is my developer portal? Let me go to asset list. This is my developer portal, employee. Let me go to this, get, and send the request. For mocking service, that's fine, we are getting the correct. But when I click on this, we should get access token was not provided. So for that, what we have to do, copy the token URL from here, or first thing what we will do, go to employee portal and say request access. So create new application. I will say OAuth data new whatever, then or select the application, Just a minute. Let me refresh it. I will click on this request access. Okay, so now it's fine. Now I will start giving the name. So I will say OAuth app, and what you want, I will say authorization code grant. Then you give a callback URL. I will say http local host 8080. So this is my callback URL, and say create. Now it create the application. Select the instance, say request access. So you have to copy this client ID and a client secret. Close. Now go to Okta. So what you will see there, this application get created in Okta. So see, this has been created in Okta. So I have to do some changes here. What I will do, go to general. So we have created this application from dynamic from the developer portal, and it got registered here. So edit it, say client credentials, and save it. Next thing, back to application, assign to group, say assign to everyone, done. Okay, so now next thing, copy a token URL. We will going to generate a token now. Copy it, paste it here. Now we have to give authorization. What type of? Basic auth. So in the username you have to copy a client ID. In password you have to copy and paste a client secret. That's one thing. Secondly, you have to pass two URI parameter. One is scope. So we have defined one mule scope, and you have to pass a grant type. Make sure spellings are correct. Equals to client credentials. Make sure the method is post. Let me check. Send. It will fail. Okay, because the content type, we have to define the content type. So for that, go to header and define the content type. Application / x. I want x www form URL encoded. This is the content type we need to define. Now send a request. The client secret for the confidential client is incorrect. Let me check what's the problem. So let me copy from that Okta again. I may have done some mistake while copying it, so we can again copy it from here. Go to general. It's 0857. Let me show this 5 and end it with V. Yes, something is wrong. I haven't copied it properly, the client secret. Copy it and paste it here. Now try to send request. So we got the access token, which have like bearer access token. Copy this token. Go to your developer portal. Okay, change the URL here. Let's send the request. The access token. So go to header. Add authorization header. Now use keyword bearer, space the token which you have copied. Now send it. The token has been revoked. Okay, see, I put double quotes again. Let me send it. So we got the response back. Okay, so let me try once more. I'll send. Copy this token and use bearer and paste it. Send. So we got the response. Okay, so that is how you can achieve OAuth OIDC using Okta and the MuleSoft. So I hope this is my 100th video and you like it, and thanks for watching video.